New tonight in cities across the country and right here in Knoxville, protesters line the streets. The target, new Trump administration policies and what demonstrators call threats to their rights and American democracy. The mass show of unity is inspired by the late Congressman and civil rights activist John Lewis. 10 News reporter Sarah Ottman joins us now. And Sarah, Congressman Lewis famously called for causing good trouble, peaceful, nonviolent action in the face of injustice.
Yeah, John, and that's why today is called Good Trouble Lives On. Protests happen in more than 1,600 locations across the U.S. You can see all of these dots are different protests in the United States. People showed up here in Knoxville in large numbers with signs and strong messages.
We're not going to stand down. We're not going to be quiet. We're not going to be silenced.
A large crowd gathered in downtown Knoxville to raise their voices, joining a nationwide wave of peaceful protests.
Because we love democracy and we don't want to lose it.
Good Trouble Lives On is a movement that marks 5 years since the death of civil rights leader John Lewis and calls out policies under the Trump administration.
He's been a hero of mine from the civil rights movement way back in the 50s and 60s. One of his favorite comments was, if you're going to get into trouble, get into good trouble. Make it mean something.
Across the country, protesters are speaking out against mass deportation, cuts to Medicaid, and threats to women's rights.
Everybody should be created equal and treated that way, especially in this country, the land of opportunity.
For many, these issues are personal.
Half of our family is Mexican. They come from Mexico, and it's not only just like how they have to live from day to day, living in fear.
I have 2 daughters. I'm here for them, for their right to choose, for the right to have rights and to be human beings.
Watching the masked people whisk people off the street into unmarked vans. If this were happening in another country, people would be up in arms.
We're fighting for our freedom.
Inspired by Lewis's legacy, protesters say silence is not an option.
We got to stand up and use our voices. And if we don't, then we've lost.
We shall not be moved. Fighting for our children.
More protests are expected this weekend. One is already set for Nashville. There's no word right now if another will be scheduled in Knoxville, though. John.
Sarah Ottman with the scene in downtown tonight. Thank you, Sarah.